When your class discussed the green flash and other supposedly scientific claims, you probably asked questions like, were the pictures fake? Which websites or other sources can we believe? And why should we trust those sources? Identifying scientific misinformation is similar to identifying fake news. One journalist suggests we ask 5 questions to help figure out if a news story is real. Here, he is speaking to students.
All have to become digital detectives. The first is, where is this information coming from? A lot of fake news sites try to create a URL which is similar to a URL of a publication that you might know and you might be familiar with. Ultimately, the best way to understand whether or not a site is trustworthy is to actually read the content on the site. Not just one article on it, but other articles, and see, do they meet the standards of quality journalism? And if it makes you really angry or really sad or it makes you burst out laughing, that's actually a red flag to you because it's kind of short-circuiting your logic center or your ability to think. I can look up the author of that article. I can see the other things that they've written. Is there an author of the article? Because that's an important tip in helping us figure out whether or not this piece of information is actually real and trustworthy. If I read something that says, scientists say that chocolate cake makes you smarter. Well, what scientists? And what exactly did they say? One of the ways in which rumor spreads is that a lot of people keep repeating the same information, but nobody has verified it. So journalists depend on high quality sources, so experts. How did you come across this information? How do you know that this information is true? Someone takes that photo that maybe 3 years ago and say, this is happening right now. We saw a lot of that during the recent hurricanes. Using a reverse image search on Google can tell you where that image has appeared before and who has shared it. That can give you important tips as to whether or not the image is original, whether or not the image is in its original context. Really important context because context is very funny. This is what we have to do. We try to drill down a little bit deeper than that first tweet that tells you that chocolate cake makes you smarter.
In that YouTube video, Mr. Reyes made some excellent suggestions, such as doing a reverse Google image search to find out where and when an image first appeared. Now, it would be great if we could always ask exactly the same questions to find out if a claim is accurate or not. Although it's not that easy, certainly the best way to investigate is to ask good questions, like these. Purpose. Why was the information made available? Is it because somebody is selling something, in which case we should be extra careful before believing what they say? Is the purpose to stir up your emotions or to provide information? Author. Where did the claim come from? Is the claim made by a qualified scientist, a respected organization, institution, or website? Can you even identify the author? Relevance. Does the claim apply to you or to a question you want to answer? Maybe you read a claim about a diet for people who have a disease, but the diet is not relevant for you. A survey might be accurately reported, but not applied to people of your age group or who live in your town. Current. When was the information published? Is it up to date? For instance, as we saw in the video, maybe an old picture is being used to fool you. Sources. Are there good references provided so you know what experts think? Do well-qualified people have a different point of view than the one presented? Asking questions like these goes a long way toward figuring out what is true and what is not. Although asking questions is not as easy as a walk in a real park, at least the letters PARCS are as easy to remember. Let's talk about all of this. A slide in Lesson 1 about the flu referred to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. The CDC is an example of an important scientific organization. There are dozens of others, such as the World Health Organization, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American National Academies, and the Food and Drug Administration. Investigate one of these and describe it in a few sentences. What is its mission? Where is it based? What is the size of the staff and the annual budget?